how to quiet the mind. For the purpose of this video, you're gonna have to go deep with me. Okay, I could tell you some surface level things that you've probably heard before, like, focusing on your breath and trying to be aware throughout the day, being present. Or we can look at this deeper. What is at the root of a very turbulent, chaotic mind and mind identification, right? And really through that, through going deep, how can we bring clarity onto the subject, a natural understanding of how to go about this process, and that clarity will also bring a sense of relief that it is possible. And through that relief will come the willingness to really put in the daily work, because it will not just happen overnight, right? Quietening your mind is not just a one-time thing. So let's go deep, okay? Before we dive in any deeper, I want to first ask you the question: whose mind is it? You always say, my mind, my thoughts, which, by the way, thoughts and mind are the same thing. There is no entity in your head called mind thinking thoughts, okay? Mind is thought. There's no mind apart from thought. There's no thought apart from mind. So you always say, my mind, I can't control my mind, my thoughts. So in that statement, you're also saying that there is a me that is different, separate from mind, and the mind is mine. It is something that I possess. It is something that I have. So you're creating a clear separation between me and my mind. So with that said, what is this you that you are referring to? What is this you that you are referring to that has a mind, that is observing mind, that is the watcher of the mind doing its thing? And for this question, right, what is required of you is not just to give me some conceptual answer. Oh, Sunny, I'm awareness. Right? Because that won't really do you any good. This question is not so much about answering the question. It is more about looking. It is more about going directly into your experience and looking. What actually is this me that I'm referring to that is the watcher of my mind? Because see, throughout the day, throughout your life, the one that you have been referring to as me, my mind, my life, my goals, you're just referring to the surface level you, which is this body, the mind, the thoughts that you're having, the beliefs that you hold, and your mental identity. Your thoughts, your mental identity, your beliefs are all mind. Okay, but you say my mind. So there must be another depth to what you actually are. However, throughout your life, you've been referring to me as simply just surface level, body, mind. And this mental identity actually claims that it's orchestrating your entire life. And it claims that it is that one's mind. So my mental identity, Sunny, claims that it is Sunny's mind. But Sunny, the idea Sunny, is itself just mind. The belief in Sunny's past, the belief in Sunny's qualities and his goals and resistances and desires, they're all mind. Yet there's still a deeper sense, me, which is the observer of all this mind. So to really go deeper and to get to the root of this, we have to discover whose mind is it? What is this me to which you are referring to when you say my mind? And again, the conceptual answer, just I'm awareness, I'm consciousness, I'm infinite, eternal. All those are just words. They are concepts, mind. They are just mind. So you cannot use the mind to answer this question. This question requires you to go directly into your immediate experience, not the experience of past, not some projection of the future, your immediate experience in the now, right here as you are. What is this me? Whose mind it is? What is this me that is aware of mind? And look, rather than trying to answer, look. Go directly to your experience of I, of me, the one that is perceiving mind. And right now you may just feel a faint sense of it is just I'm feeling this me in my body. Right? And that's fine. Yes, it will be there. But is it the body itself? How could it be? That perceives even the body constantly change, observing it change throughout your life. The body is changeful. That which perceives it to change is changeless. So go there. Be that right now. Look from that place. Understand that to observe the body change always, to observe the mind constantly come and go, you have to be deeper than that. You have to be established in a sense of self that is deeper than the body, the mind. Only then can you actually witness their coming and going. If you believe yourself to be just this mental identity, right? These thoughts and beliefs, that is why you'll have a difficult time quieting the mind, because you yourself are identified with mind. You're identified at that surface level. And so control over mind cannot be gained from that level. What is required is for your sense of self to shift deeper beyond mind, before mind. Only then can you control mind, quiet the mind. Does that make sense? So I want you to contemplate this. The moment you ask yourself, what is this me that is aware of mind, of this current thought that is happening? Every time a thought occurs, ask yourself, what is this me that is aware of mind? Because see, when mind arises, when thoughts arise, they claim to be you, right? It feels like, oh, this is me thinking. This is my voice. This is, I'm thinking this thought. This is my thought. Let go of ownership of that thought. Let go of the idea I am thinking this thought, and just recognize that you are aware of this thought arising, and you are aware of it also leaving your perception and other thoughts coming. So where are you established? What are you actually? Where are you actually looking from? Go deeper in your seeing. Go directly to the source of perception and look from that. See that mind is coming and going. And the moment you do this, the moment you ask yourself this question, automatically, when you go directly into your immediate experience, what you will notice is that in that moment, the mind subsides. The mind quietens down. Which brings me to my second point. Dissolve the mind. Don't seek to train the mind. Okay? Do not train the mind. Dissolve the mind back into its source. So conventional mindfulness practices and conventional meditation, what it seeks to do is train the mind to focus on something, right? To train the mind to become quiet for temporary periods of time. It's very effective in the beginning stages. And that's, how everybody really begins their journey. I did too. But ultimately, you have to go deeper. Ultimately, you will hit a wall with that, where it will bring you some relief, but it will not bring you the recognition of what you truly are. It will not take you deeper down the rabbit hole. So what we seek to do on this channel through self-inquiry teachings is Not training the mind to become quiet for temporary periods of time, but rather dissolving the mind back into its source by one question, right? Who is this me that is perceiving mind, that is perceiving body, that is perceiving world? The moment you direct your attention to the direct finding of that question, right? Again, as I said, this question is not to be answered mentally. It is not to be answered with another concept, because that itself is mind. The moment you actually look, your attention turns inward, right? Because generally, your attention is always focused on something. My attention is focused on the camera, on the laptop, on my thoughts, on my emotions. It is always outward, always onto something, lashed onto something. The moment I ask you right now, are you aware? The moment I ask you, what is this you that is aware of thoughts? Okay, I get it. You're experiencing a thought. A thought is present. But what is this you that is aware of the thought? The moment you look, the moment you go directly into your experience to collect the answer, the moment the mind subsides back into its source. The moment attention is no longer focused on something, but it just comes back and it's not focused on anything for just a few moments. And if you just carry out this inquiry, attention quite literally, mind quite literally subsides back into source. Consciousness, the self, from where you are already perceiving, from which you are already looking. So one of the teachers that I follow, Muji, he always says, this question is not about answering the question. This question is more about what is happening to you while you look. While you look to collect the answer. As you are looking in your immediate experience and experiencing the answer, your sense of self starts to shift automatically from mental identity, ego, to what you actually are, the deeper seeing from which you already are looking. You already are that. You are already aware from that deeper place. But right now, you are too caught up in this identity, and this identity that's seeking to control everything. So you're identified at the mind level. We're seeking to take this identification deeper level to its true position. Because that, my friend, is the only way we can actually control the mind. Only then can we quieten the mind. But it's not something you have to wait for, right? Sonny, when am I going to become self-realized? Sonny, when am I going to get to the deeper seeing? No, you don't have to wait. It's not a destination. Literally, by beginning this process and carrying it out with consistency, every single time even right now, as you ask yourself, are you aware? And don't look to find a conceptual answer. Go directly to your immediate experience and become aware. Attention not on something, but attention simply back in its source. Not knowing what to do with itself, right? Subsiding back into its source. Because it is no longer, this question forces your attention to become inward turned rather than outward. The moment you ask yourself this question, you dissolve the mind back into its source. So this is the most efficient, effective way to quiet your mind. And over time, right, this is the most direct method to realizing the self here in this moment. So carry out this process with vigilance, with daily consistency, and this entire process of manifestation of life, of you, the truth of life will open up to you. Quieting your mind will then just become like a child's play that's just lying on the surface. But begin here. If this resonates with you, right? Don't be like, oh, this is kind of complicated for me or it's too advanced. If this resonates with you and you're actually here listening to this, it's been like 15 minutes since this video has been going on. This is relevant for you. This is exactly what you needed to hear in this moment in your journey. So implement this. and practice it, because through that will come clarity, greater realization, and ultimately a greater recognition of the truth, through which quieting your mind, easy, child's play. But this is the deepest way to, at the root, solve this problem of overactive mind. Okay? Let me know if you want me to make further videos on this topic and what sort of confused you about this video, okay? I will try to answer them in further videos. But I hope you gained a lot of value from that. If you want to shift to higher consciousness and create a life of peace, joy, and freedom, I'm giving away a free masterclass right now. It's called the Higher Consciousness Masterclass. Make sure to watch that. I'll link it down below in the description box. And if you want to get coached by me personally and make the shift from mind to presence and create the life you truly want to live, then consider my coaching program down below. It's also in the description box. Schedule your free consult and we'll see if we're the right fit. Okay? Other than that, I hope you really enjoyed and gained value from this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.